One of the biggest things I struggle with is pride. In the book of Micah, the prophet says to the people, "What does the Lord ask of you, but that you walk humbly with your God?"
It takes balance to walk, just the right amount of confidence to keep you upright, and just the right amount of humility to keep you grounded.
Whenever I try this business of walking humbly, and yet God says, walk humbly. God never says anything unless He means it. In another life, I'm a chaplain. It's a job that I find very meaningful, but it doesn't come to me naturally. One of the characteristics of being a good chaplain is knowing how to listen, and I tend to want to talk more than listen. So I was driving home from work one day at the hospital, and I could tell I'd done a really good job. I had done everything right. I had listened at the right moments, I'd spoken at the right moments. I was feeling good. But as I was driving, I suddenly realized that I was also harboring a lot of pride. I was feeling very self-confident in what I had done, and it bothered me. And so, as I was driving home, I started to sing a song, asking God to humble me, and I really meant it. In fact, I got so into it that I totally missed the exit where I was supposed to turn off the highway. We were living in a somewhat rural area at the time, and it took a while for me to come to an exit where I could turn around. I was 45 minutes late coming home from work, but I realized God had answered my prayer. So the next day, I was serving at the county jail, and one of the female inmates wanted to talk to me. She said, "My life has changed since coming to jail. I've given my heart to God, and I feel peace and joy like I've never felt before. I feel like I've been washed clean. But they're about to let me go free, and I'm scared. I know I can follow God in jail, but I'm afraid once I get out there that I'll fail. I failed so many times before. What will keep me clean this time?" I didn't immediately know what to say. I'd never been in jail before. I didn't fully understand what she was facing. As I quietly prayed in my mind, feeling with her this anticipation of failure, fear, suddenly my experience from the day before came back to me. And as I started to share with her, I realized, as so often happens, that I needed to hear what I was saying, probably just as much as she did. And I still need to hear it. Because I, just like that earnest lady in the county jail, still fall into the trap of thinking that I have to try and do better. I have to keep myself clean. When in reality, I can't.
Because it's not about me walking humbly. It's about me walking humbly with my God.
I told you I struggle with pride.
Every time I try to win against my struggle, I fail. But every time I give it to Him in prayer, asking Him to help me, He wins the struggle for me.
I really do want to be humble. And the good news is, God wants it even more than I do.
When I let Him, He helps me walk with Him. Gently, gradually, building my endurance, humility, confidence, until I'm walking with Him side by side.
And walking with God becomes possible everywhere. In the desert, in paradise.
It's His work. My only part is to let Him do it.
The song that you're about to hear is based on the last verse of chapter 4 in the book of Daniel. It's a promise that God will help me with my struggle. You might struggle with something else, but whatever it is that you struggle with,
I pray that this song will help you trust that God can and will help you walk with Him.